Hi. So 2016 hasn't been a good year for a lot of people, and it hasn't been a good year for me either. And it's been a really bad week for me. It's been a really bad week for me. But what makes this week just even worse than it was already is The Last Guardian. Now, okay, so you've probably heard of The Last Guardian. It's a video game, and do I have lip gloss on? No, okay. It came out this week, like on December 5th or December 6th, and I've been waiting for this game for a really long time. And actually, that's kind of what everybody is reporting on right now, is how long this game's been in production. And I've been waiting since the first time it was revealed, like at E3 2009 was when it was first, like the trailer was first played. And I've been waiting very patiently since then. And not so patiently. So everybody's been waiting for this for a long time, let me rewind. Let me rewind and give you the emotional impact of why this game means so much to me, and why it's really just tragic and devastating that I can't play this game right now when everybody else is playing it and I'm seeing advertisements for it everywhere. And alright, so I've been playing computer games and video games my whole life. My dad was an early adopter for Windows, and he had MS-DOS games that I used to play. And I was just hooked on games since I was a little kid. And I would play computer games, and I basically got into real video games when I was maybe 15, because we got a high-speed internet, so I could torrent games, which is kind of but anyway, but I always wanted to play video games, and I was so jealous of everybody who had a PlayStation or an Xbox or a Nintendo, and I would say to my parents, I want to play video games like my friends. But my dad was like, no, Rachel, if we get you a video game console, then you're not going to do anything but play video games all day, and you're just going to be weird, and you're not going to have any friends. But I ended up being weird and not having any friends anyway, so good luck with that. That worked. But I played games anyway, kind of older PC games, because my computer wasn't that good. So I played the first two Silent Hill games, and The Longest Journey, and older adventure games that are awesome. I love those. Those games really influenced what I like in video games. And I also played Spyro the Dragon when I would go to my cousin's house. But anyway, so I didn't get my first PlayStation until I was 16. I started dating this guy, my high school sweetheart, who later ended up being a total douchebag that thinks he's a vampire. It's some weird shit, I don't know. But back before he was a dude, he was still kind of a douchebag. But when we were dating, he let me borrow his PlayStation 2. And this was huge for me because I had never had a PlayStation, and I had wanted one for so long. He had just got the PS3 because it came out around that time. And so I was like, oh my gosh, what is a good way for me to play all these PlayStation games that I've never gotten to play before? And I somehow convinced my dad to let me get a subscription to GameFly, which I checked. They're still operational. They're still in service. It was like Netflix for games. Oh my god, this was back when Netflix, when they would mail you DVDs and you would get them in the mail, and oh my god, no, I don't know anybody who does that anymore. But so my dad, I remember I did this whole thing, because we had the 2 DVD out at a time plan, because my dad, well, I got glitter all over my fingers because I'm at my makeup desk, which is my only desk. But my dad would have one Sopranos disc out at a time, and then I would have a movie out, and Anyway, he finished all the Sopranos. By the way, he was very disappointed with the ending to Sopranos. He still is like haunted by that, and it's been years. And we had the 2 discs at a time plan, so then we just watched like 2. I don't know, but I did the math and I was like, Dad, if we go back down to the Netflix 1 DVD plan and I get a GameFly subscription, the cost will be a marginal, like it won't be that much. And he's like, whatever. That's his voice. He goes, whatever, Rachel, it'll make you happy because you're a depressed piece of shit. So he got me GameFly, and I started playing games on the PlayStation. I was like 16. I was like, wow, it's everything I wanted it to be. I remember the first 2 games, I actually went into my GameFly account and I checked like my queue from back then. My first 2 games from like 2008 were like Fatal Frame, the very first Fatal Frame game, and Silent Hill 3. And then, okay, so I remember at the time I was talking to one of my favorite English teachers in high school who played a lot of video games. He was known as the teacher who likes video games. And I was like, what video game should I play now that I have my boyfriend's PS2? And he told me, Eco. He's like, this is a game you will like. I know you'll like it because you're weird and I know what you like. You're gonna like Eco. He even had, he wrote down the name of the game on a post-it note, ICO, and gave me the post-it note. And I kept that post-it note for years because it had such an effect on me. And so I put Eco on my GameFly queue, and I get it in the mail, and I was like, whoa, when I played it, because it's like, okay, if you don't know what Eco is, it's this like, it's this beautiful game, and like you're like this boy with horns, and they sacrifice all the boys with horns, but you escape, and like you're in this castle, and you find this girl in a bird cage, and her mom's really mean. She won't let her out of the castle, and there's all these weird shadow people that try to like you have to protect her. You have to help her escape the castle, and these weird shadow people come out of these holes, and it makes this noise like, and then the shadow people come out, and it's really stressful. And I love that game so much. It's so beautiful. It's a puzzle game, and like the ending is very beautiful, and I loved it. And like I cried at the ending because I cry at the end of almost every video game because that's the type of person I am. So I really like that game. And then my English teacher told me that I should also check out Shadow of the Colossus, which is made by the same people who made this game. And so I did play Shadow of the Colossus, and it's like the spiritual, not successor, like the spiritual prequel to Eco, and it's pretty good. You're like this guy, and his girlfriend dies, and he's like mad about it, and he goes like to this sacred place, and he puts her like on this altar, and he's like, I want my girlfriend to be alive again, and this god thing's like, if you kill these giant colossi things, we will bring her back to life. And so it's not, I don't like it as much as Eco, but it's still a good game. And like you have to like go, it's a really cool game. It's really beautiful. It has the same type of minimalistic storytelling element, beautiful scenery, and it's like very haunting. And you're like this guy, and you ride your horse around this beautiful landscape, and you find these giant colossi, and you have to kill them. And I cried at the end of that one too. And I love these games. I was so excited. So this was like in early 2009. Early 2009. I was like a junior in high school, so I was 16 years old. And then that summer, I was, I was excited about video games. I was playing a lot of video games, and then I saw at E3, someone sent me the link on Facebook because they knew I liked these games, and they liked those games too. They sent me the link to The Last Guardian, which is, that was the very first trailer for 2009 E3's conference. And I was like, oh my gosh, this looks so pretty. And it's like, you're like this little boy, and it's beautiful, and you're like this big cat, dog, like griffin, like bird thingy, and it looks really beautiful, and I just knew that I'm gonna cry at the end of that, and I was so excited. I'm like, I can't wait to play this game. I'll wait patiently for it. But it was like for the PS3, so I didn't have a PS3, I had a PS2. And then so I think like the next year at Christmas, my boyfriend, who was the first boyfriend who like let me borrow his PS2 and all that, by the time I had bought my own PS2, by like the next year or whatever. And like it was like Christmas 2009 or 2010 or something. Like my dad and my boyfriend went. They got the funds together to get me a PlayStation 3 just so I could play The Last Guardian, because I knew that game was gonna come out on the PlayStation 3, and I wanted to play it so badly. Someone's texting me or messaging, and they got me the PlayStation 3 just so I could play that game. And I waited. 2010, 2011, nothing. 2012, nothing. And then I don't even know like when I began to think, when is this game ever gonna come out? And then like people would be like, oh, it's never coming out. But just forget about it, Rachel. Nothing's gonna happen. And like sometimes I would remember it and like get sad and look about like, when is The Last Guardian gonna come out? And then like every year E3 would come around and I'd be like this wife at the war times. Her husband left to go fight in the war, and I'd go out the window. I'd be like, when will The Last Guardian come home from the war? And then I was like, don't talk to me about E3. I don't care about any video games to come out unless it's The Last Guardian. Wake me up when someone reminds me about The Last Guardian. What about The Last Guardian? Who's the last? So anyway, finally, it was like maybe a year ago. Yeah, 2015. And like, I'm a grown woman now. I'm practically gonna die soon. I waited like a long time for this. I don't date that guy anymore. I was in high school when I first heard about The Last Guardian, and then I went to college and I graduated college, and I don't know, waiting for The Last Guardian. And then I saw at E3, they're like, it's coming out on your birthday, October 27th. And I was like, hot damn. But happy birthday, Rachel. I was gonna be like, what, 25? Yeah. Only they didn't end up putting it out on October 27th. It was for December. It came out in December. But I knew, as soon as I watched that trailer, the updated trailer for The Last Guardian, I was like, these graphics, this is not gonna be for like the PS3. This is gonna be for the PS4. And that is for the PS4. And like, I've had this PS3 all these years, and yeah, I've played other games on it. I've played BioShock, and I've played like, what else have I played on a lot of like American McGee, like the Alice Madness Returns. That game sucked, by the way. And I've played like Red Dead Redemption. I played all these games on the PS3. But I got it just for The Last Guardian. I got a PS3 specifically so I could play The Last Guardian. And when it finally comes out, like, the PS3 is obsolete. It's for the PS4. I can't afford a PS4. It's like what, like $300? I can't afford. That's like almost all my rent money. I work 2 jobs and I don't have any money. I'm a college graduate. I rent my apartment and I'm broke all the time because stuff. I can't afford a PS4. I've been waiting all these years to play with that like dragon, bird, cat, puppy. I've been waiting so long to play this game and I can't play it, and I see all these people are like, oh my god, The Last Guardian's finally out, and they're playing it, and they're playing with that puppy bird, they're playing with that cat griffin. I can't play with it. I don't know what it's like. I don't know what it's like to be a little boy playing with the dragon and teaching it tricks and doing barrel stuff and like, and I see ads for it all the time, and I like, they're like personally insulting me because I can't play it. I do have the Shadow of the Colossus and Eco like high def like thingy for the PS3, but that's not the same. That's not the same. And I'm just really sad because I waited a really long time for this game and I can't play it. And I don't know when I'll be able to play it. And my friends are like, I have a PS4, you can come over to my house and play it with me. Like, no, bitch, no. Okay, with something that I have as much emotional investment in as I do for this fucking video game with the cat, puppy, dragon, bird, I can't play it with another person. I have to do like a spiritual, like, I have to have my chakras aligned or something. I gotta burn some incense. I gotta be alone when I play this game, and I'm gonna cry the whole fucking goddamn game. I'm gonna be crying. And when I know that this game's gonna end with that puppy cat bird dying or something, because that's how these games roll. They're very sad, but they're beautiful. And that thing's gonna die or something. It's gonna be a really existential message. It's gonna be something like you think it's gonna be happy, but no, it's not gonna be happy. And like some sad shit's gonna go down. I can't be in another room with another person when this is happening. This is something a woman has to go through alone. Just her and the cat, puppy, dog, bird that she's been waiting for since 2009. And I can't do that. And then I know that I'm gonna get spoiled for this game. I'm gonna see a GIF, or I'm gonna see, it's like someone's gonna like, hey Rachel, the cat, puppy, bird dies. It was actually evil. And some shit like that, you know? I'm mad. And like, okay, I take this, when I have an emotional investment in a game, I just like one time I was drinking with my friends, and like they were gonna play Journey, which is a PlayStation game, and like I could just tell watching this game that I would get very like emotionally invested in it, but I didn't want to experience it with all these weird drunk people in the room with me. This game that I would get very like emotionally invested in it, but I didn't want to experience it with all these weird drunk people in the room with me. And my friend was like having a fun time playing it, and like I didn't want to tell him like, hey, don't play this game right now. I have to experience this by myself, because I didn't want to be mean. So like I like forced myself to take a nap. I fell asleep just so I wouldn't be spoiled by them playing the game in front of me. It worked. I woke up right after they finished the game. That's what beer does to me. Beer makes me very sleepy. See, I'm just sad. It's not fair. I've been waiting for so long. I'm like the old lady from Titanic. Like, it's been 84 years. It's been like 2009 to 2000. Like, I can't do math. I'm a liberal arts major, like a journalism degree. I can't do math. I want that cat, puppy, dog, bird, and I'm sad. I'm sad for a lot of reasons. This week sucked, and I can't play The Last Guardian. People are posting reviews about it. I don't even care if it's a bad game. This game can be a piece of shit, and I'll still play it, and I'll still cry whenever I get to play it. Anyway, the camera shut off, but as I was saying, this game can be a piece of crap, but I'll still play it and cry the entire time. I don't know when I'll get to play it, but I will play that game, and I will cry.